Paruana hyvä. Hade se den där har det mä henne enam hyvä namshe. Na he amatan nahsheve. Na hade det ahmishe också det säkert. Säk pajos när man ser så nästa ha. Heva kaine huat nahta mutaut. Heva hotta här namat heva nivåstet. Namat ser så. Na tässä ne huot tapana vis sitten tätä. Se veva tästä tänne muistetta. He vasta mä vis uustan ne vuotsivat sitä enammatsestas. Na evat se hutsisi me vuonna vanha se eske. Hossam havana namsh häske namsh. Na sen he amatan näsyä. Nähästä aina voi puhumita ne. Näin voi se se. Näin että se että tämä mua hyvä näpsi. Että voi vuonna metsätä. Että näitä se että tämä voi vuonna mettä. Että tangled hair.Eket ta evet hotaan tässä evästä se hyvä Ted Rice naamat talboon he ovat tänne hyvä hotaan että tämä että naa hyvä Fort Robinson se syvä tämän naisen vuonnet ehkä tästä Nyt kun se pyyvän naisen naatsi se syvä toi häväppää huva eskä eetys. Huva ei hoita hänen huva. Nää hänet se mä haussa nyt. Hänen haja hänet se syvän hat. Hänen mun eetä tökstänä. Nää hätsää tässä se huossa tässä mä annaa se huossa tätä. Mut nefä huo näpsä. En ajatteket tästä Oklahoma. Det var det som hette muhöisesti hette ande bushihet. Na tänne eväsessä nyt hyvä. Luvuna matana tänne eväsessä mun evässä vässä mun nefeu. Mä vasta metahusu. Na vuosta we. En det vuosta nu men vuosta when ne sitten vanhak. Na tekee tähän sitten har varit döden av oss då mest när på vad är så döden inte. Det med våna när vår dess och vår är med tas snacket om jag är hot om. Jag var snacket om och jag var en sån största stammet när och när man tror att det han nickade det. Han måste det se snacket vårt då när vår höstet. När på vad som det säkert med mot. No tänne vuosesta tuossa hyvä Oklahoma hyvä. En näissä tänne vuotta tämän naukseke vuon. Nyt hyvä että me tausta. Mohet melkeva se on mun vuokeva ne tässä. Näin ja met mun olisi vaan vuodesta ne as ja kaineen ammattivapta maa ja maaks. Näin että melkeva tuosta näissä. Se on ne on mun näkevään. Eikä tähän. No, det var något annat så var det så jätte var något så lucka nästa på jätte. Det kan vara näm så bättre. Hörde hon att han så hos de det var nå på jätte. Hade man så det höst. No, var ni inte mest med som det nästan nämsche. Men det var något så. Nej, inte måste västra på tårna. Det är inte så bra så. Nej, Fort Robinson måste säga så. Nej, nästan måste västra på. Det lov. og kom haakkisekestä. Nää se en kevisaamu että ne nää visimastota. Ne tämän nahstetahas naa vatsta. Se taa Fort Robson tihet enät napshimme manishewu. Nasset Havanas Hishava. Manas tangled her. Nani tangled her away she no guide can so one of vehe. Edakin nishi awanaka. Henne vehes awanaka. Tangled her. Curly hair. So honey done guy here. Mä haatsin tätä se nyössä muodosta ne mu vissta pohja. Hawahan ne enää tätä curly hair tekstä ne näpsymme. Curly hair na have ne have se vajasta että se muod manahtan no wohne mek hair curly hinna paiset down in it. Na hette dasset hen tässä lase hen tässä että tohon ne mutta se woho aneka ne nopteni sinne no että kai ne se nahta mutta hosti sinne no mat abo näiset mahakse näitä on huwa ja se va lekete tohon tomas se va se evet estos se va ne wohessa se ms namata mahakse tau po mitä mä tähän että tohon tehemshimet. Ne muhe woho anekaahe. Curly muhshebe. Ne namshe. Mutta woho anekaahe nitkeve muhestaan muhe hu. Se muhe se muhe hu se tässä. Ne muhet avohana muhet. Se haastaman ishosta no. Vistosta hu. Nani mutisni ma home when he sat and he ran. Jacob saw some kitchen window and it is more than. And there sat him mutisni ma home when he akax. Nani and it could help more to mamma. Ekitetähne. Na hänen nimenhisy tepo hennäke tätä naamat het kohdassa ve vota. Tähän hänen se neve na vuod namshem. Na että tässä maken että hotaa ja taamo massa no hyvä. Maani me tässä mahpeva. Se veivast tässä eva mamuutan se veivä tässä vetsi haanaus se hottaa se tohtosta ne Fort Robinson että se veivä missä vuosissa että taanna vuonna se vispevä tästä va namat että se haus että on tänne muut että se maavet he suosta ne se 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 va se suoni huwa ehas namatten tätä venä se vishe nästam hava tas happiness nias wanaatsen että se se maa suosta ne hevet namat se he suosni maa hyvän vuosta ne se ke melkova tuosta matua että hotaa ja namat se tomtesta näitä matapenish tässä se vuotamna naksa haatitosta että amasta maajasta hapenish wa nawan sohotsen että se se kaine tässä mesta mo tässä toasessa no se taava tässä päivä niin sohotsen että ne taahua no että se johtaa että taha huostan tässä tässä ho etan no pennissa ne vuosi taavassa ja huostamu det mä vissi huostan ne hyvät Nej, det man kan inte att det är stort, det är stort. Nej, men det ska man för sjåsten här. Traditions är inte one of it. Our traditional ways to happen, så. Kan man för göra det med någon, men kan man för kan man på när den där är visst han var när men när man tar en vår så för man också. Det så happen det man för sjåsten här. När och en så var måste vara det man kan inte. Abonana att det här det där det mat det ser vad måste man säga att det strävat det så just så. Abona visst det där nästa. Näke visst behöver det var näke en shan och på annat. Det har henne en sen namshem. Den andra tycker jag som att det namshem. Curley is the tangle here. Now, henne that's happened and then he should have an award and that's what it does as it is. Det måste ha tagit. Och att världen är ner att man kan på med det här lekor. Det var nästan så när jag var så här så startade det där. Och så hade han namat nesachis. Det tog man in right at the fort of it. Masten anstå. Now what say up on never shit that just never support whisper was just the native master of the monument hostel. T.R. Houston med Dawson. Now up on the whisper and what it did and then it's a what the anstå. Det har det här. Det här så just as en här one and den uppe med där med där SMS-ten och det var så värst man så var en det så var när var så var the Curley texter så här och så här now I can want det kan det där nog smukt över så det var mycket så ja men det samma där när Kansas Walhawk när man det så Prøver just det när han är med det test hårt men det är inte schmat och när han med det har det dagstan det var han med det var stående när klubbfotsen hemma till Versailles så hast när var stående och det säger det skjut när det säger måste när kishke wants to want när wars det så skjut إذا كانك تشبه سوون كيشك مست مهيا تدام مستتواس تون تهاست استاذ مستنوت سوا أو مثلا تدام مثلا وتقوي من هي وقام تاني لكن مهيا كماست نحن هو دندان دش واست ودوختم واست ودوختم شمت Nej, han är där så när man tittar så över det så det sen också så över men det där så där på en jag har sökt det är så smaks. Jag vet inte att det måste gevet över så gevet jag det här. Att ha med hotet när jag har det. Det vet jag inte att något som att över har nästa. Jag vet inte när jag har det. När man ser här på det snischt. Jag så nästa på när så det där det har så det där måste. Det är där sen när vi går så med den arbetet det just. Det om det kostar som att det natten det mest vet vad det var som en det sitter det kommit. Han är måste att han inte och på med den. Han har över så det var just det så honnas. Han är över så nu målen har naya Carnicasta. Now near first headstone. And this looking this shit. And then headstones the war start those. John Dorner mukhavist I push it. Now here there were 2 headstones. Chavanas na lang white man. And there were them. And now there was a method. One the casting master at one time with pastor. Henne väst en lapsjumme tässä övertistä. Then eväs haana me täysin nouhuhjaan vaan 10-12 years. En näkit haana, mutta en näkki huojitse ne vuosta näin. Ja ne sää vuomaksta. Mutta päivässä näin, että tytö on man vuodleiksu. En mun väestö on sitä huoneet, sitten on mun näissä. Sitä näkenistä, tässä mä haana ummatane, näkeen vastamassa tänne vuonna, niin se ovat viset auvuamkas näkeen. Vastamassa tänne vuonna, että huoneikassa vuosissa, niin koska tuo näkevät ne ammateva, mä ei ole haana ummatat. Hoivat ne muista matseva mahi. Hän näkee niissä tässä niissä väestöä, mun on tässä tehtyä tehtyä. Ensin katsottu maameja. Ne kaavannas esyvä. Ne teetä, ne on vähännekin Bilford Curley sehässä. Ja ne on mahtaa vesset. Mun vesset. En ole mukava heti hoisaa pakausta ja äiväisesti oma. Hette ennakkaan. He on. Jos the suicide warriors that come on. Mä start June 2015 näkevät heppu. Näkemä haana omat häneestä ne nammat na vuosta näne. Nammat en helt se vunnans. Nammat haasikke huotse vuosta vunnammat akina metänen ne. Keva haana omat hane. Näen, että hinapa näkin niissä sehymsymässä. Evan. Tätä maamme ei ole mun kanssa. Että väestöstä mä hän täänstä. Niin se on sellainen, että väestöstä tekestä. Eikä vuodesta ja se vuosta, kun se on näpsymmä, mutta se on se hyviskymät. Eikä vuosta ja vuosta on. Nahoja taus. Vissa ja mitään nosta me tyttö nyt ästikissä väestänä väesti kehostana. Eikä vaan hoitessa mähässä väestö on. Hänen se tässä se no väestömainen. Keveä muotia mahdollisesti maksaa keveho. On niin näin kivuun. Väestöstä hyvä. Hänen makennetaan. Henne tästä läämän tästä on meestävä. Teemsymätistä hän omasta työtään. Se ei mahina etäs maunti, että hän on vuosta neus. Tähän on mua kivistä muu. Hette makennetaan, että hoitaa ja taa Bilford Curley. Nappat sinne ennen. Eikä iskä vähäset. Kishikä vähäset, että hoitaa ja. Että hoitaa ja ne näet, että tässä näyttävässä vuonna kanssa. Että haihasta nuut maksaa. Nämä tekee vuonna. En ole puhua mitään näkitystekään näkevää nomaan. En vuonna hyvä. En ei näkevää näissä ne. te wo sa pa ka sne ze mana ka va sne wo mama shi ma ya ta ho wo ka wo first sawmill te khot na ma ke pana na wo I'm horse to take a go horse. It must be a pond. And it was winter time. They let go put on and no. In other words, they diverted the water out in the winter time. And they put all that were there, they put them all in that pond. And when it was diverted, they put some white stuff on there and they put them and buried them in one. That's what they say. That's why we have a hard time looking for sonar or archaeological survey. But this is word by mouth what they told me a long time ago. Ticket. That when there's that not much whatever. Why deteriorates when you cover it back up, you know. Men ik hade det så att först sa mig och namatins hot it to kursen must been where they the reservoir and they put logs in there before they cut them. And they said they diverted it. That's what they tell me. Again, the time. So أبغى لكت إبيو هتستوى أنا متوا تبغى تعيش تحت نما تكيد تخستنو تهانو أسنو بيو هتتمس يكيم خيانو وين إنه نجى ما أتهاو دخا أم سيهم ببا أبغى تبغى نشتنت نما تعيش تحت En we hoetsiva te ma hana hostan have siva nevesh te hana hostike vistama wo mahin and up to vistama wo the set the situation of the set here the hana hostike vistama wo then up sin and then up to what hana. Den uppan heet poneen respect. No mä näkin haapevat että kaine se kiämme meijausta. Kivisit tästä kivisit tätä. Jäämme meijausta tässä tänne. Edellä Philip White Man Junior makit ametse huapana haaveispevatesta. Tikiships. Na ik wist dat en op den tijd ze en moest maar kijken. We need that. Det var das healing process. Det var mest næste. Det mest tafse vad det är. Det var det nog snabbt till mer. En fortsättning man han. There's only one crazy horse in here or what? There's only a little mound there, but nothing has ever been put there on behalf of the Cheyennes that were housed there, that were just sure what them were out. I taught them when on them. Now when I'm sure it, the Tuchumona and no one that the Emma was the word enough to die was the Tuchumu. It was the master that's not much in her. En monument must was enough to dava the dish was to was service to. Na man dish in no hotta I give it hotta and the guy that's over that the one now. You bring your genealogy to the just to namat your history. Namat the dish was to nurse you bring it back in. That's part of the healing process. And the hand had the ekistishit. Ekistishit över system. Det döden då. När tar så det kom det så som sker så står det kan man säga det kan man spela. När vad de mat ta amiko. Det döden så var det var så vars. Det var så vi gör system. Että se hosti takamasti tuota nettamus. Kaine se hysin hysystävuus. Nämä se monia hohuvustavas. Nämä tietysti monessa estetään se käskynyt ja tänne käskynyt. Mä et se ihan mutta haafen tässä nyt saa nähty, mutta hänen maksaa. No, mutta se hoitaa se visin ilmasta vuosta ja nimenomaan vas. Aber nämä nyt hapot näitä monissa hosti takasta. En mä kenne tähän tässä. Ekki jäämme tänne nyt huo äätset teette tuohon. Mä teette huoneessa. TV huosta huotuvaksää. Päivänä nähtä sanne heidän ammat. Eket övekeivät huosta ilmaten netään. Now, that's another thing I'm really concerned about. I'm not concerned about one thing I want to tell you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about these contrary. I'm going to speak English in this area. The contrary, they're very powerful people. At that time, what I was here was, they were when they asked them to do whatever you asked to do, they would do it. If you asked them to go out there and hunt, they would stay out there until they get something, then they would bring something home. If you asked them to go and lead the charge of maybe a war or a battle, if you asked them to do it, they would go in there. They would lead the charge, whatever you asked them. If you asked them to stay and watch the covenant or the people to protect them, they would do it. They were pretty powerful people. And they're called missionary contrary people. They got strong medicine. Mishishko was brought back several years back. I don't want to talk about it, but the main thing is what I've seen. Other people talk about it back, but as far as the country, I can't talk on what they do. I have respect for them, but I wanted the people to know in the future they were well respected within our Cheyenne tribe. Well respected. And we need to bring them back also in the future. And I'm asking, I know this will be, it's on tape and I wanted to tell you guys, I'm hoping and I pray every day that they'll come back and activate themselves and to bring back. They're pretty powerful people. So, what the old people used to tell me was the medicines that they use. They're pretty powerful. I can't go in that area. Only I can't talk about those to contrary. But I want to let the tape this taping. We need to bring them back again to be respected. Not to be talked about. Not to be put down, but to be respected within our tribe. We have them. And I wanted to share that this morning. Make sure that maybe somebody can continue on with that torch, maybe one of the people in the future. Those are the things I want to make sure I mention this today. But mainly is I want to be able to work together with my family in recognition of my grandfather that's in Fort Robinson, Curley. I want to be able to build something there. Hopefully that it'll light up a fire. It's a state park. We can ask. We can deal with the Park Service. If it's federal, we have to go through a lot of red tape, but this is what we need to do. We need to break and talk about these things. There's a lot of relatives there that wish killed, shot, wounded. We need to bring it back together in the stories of their families. We want to preserve this for our people, for the future of our kids. And I really, in a humble way, that I keep praying every day that this will come to reality. There's a lot of things I would like to mention, but the main thing is that we need to work together and not to criticize one another. We need to have that value system. Again, I will repeat myself. We are slowly losing our language, our traditional ways, our history, our genealogy, some of our ceremonial ways, and the most important thing, the value system in all areas, to come back together, to respect one another. We still have it, we need to bring it back. And by taping this, and others will continue on with respect. And that we'll still have it, we'll bring it back and bring it back alive. This is what we need to leave for our children in the future. There is going to be changes within the 50, 100 years. By talking like this, we need to preserve that. We need to insert it. We need to have that healing process by praying, connecting. And I think that's one thing what they've always, the people that are educated in our tribe and historians like Bill Taubo, Ted Risenson was an educator. He believed in education. They talked about a long time ago, we need to continue on. And again, what I'm saying, I'm very proud of this. They're taping people. We need that for our people. We need to leave something. What I'm talking about is a while back, where there was a little dispute amongst the societies, going back and forth. And I try to tell them, you're not supposed to argue in this area. Try to get them there, but I couldn't get to them. But this young man, I've always said, this young man got up and asked the elders. And he told them, he said, I'm concerned. I'm a young man. What are you guys going to leave us behind? You elders today. What are you going to leave us behind for us to continue on? The legacy you're going to leave us behind is to continue on fighting, arguing. It hit me in the heart because he told the truth. We as elders, we need to listen to elders and what these young people are saying. They want to preserve this, like this young man that's taping me. He wants to learn more. Bring people back together, bring value system back together. That's what we need. We need to share this with these young people, now and in the future. And those are the things that I've always, he meant a lot, and that's when I got the elders, some of the people, even people that are well respected within our tribe. We build that monument in Busby. I feel that we build something and do something, we're leaving that behind, and that's where the healing process will take place. And that will bring people back together. Stories like this, some of the things that we know, we need to express that. Like I said, we still have all these things. We're losing some of the areas that I covered. We need to bring that value system and respect it. Follow the protocols in these areas, how to approach these areas. Our language is so important. We're vastly losing it. And those are the things that I really worry about for even my children and other children. But I'm worried about that we get distractions. What do you call it? Computers. I got nothing against them. But it's just the fact that we get distracted. Cars, everything, people talk. When they try to talk. And what we try to bring in, it starts within the home. With our people and talking to them. Talking to our grandchildren, talking to our kids. They're intelligent now. They catch on real fast. And like I said, we still have it. We still have those. What I covered, we didn't lose them. We still have them. Let's just activate them. And I keep repeating this the fourth time I'm repeating it. The language. Our history. Bring our history back. We got rich history. Traditional. Our ways, how we used to survive. Go out to choke cherry and all, like I said, the manisto. The monesto. Have it to add it to him. And bring value system back in. Our language, everything, we still have it. But we need to have people taping like this, recording. Maybe I want to share that with you. There's a lot of rich history in my family. I'm very fortunate to be sitting here today to be able to share this with you guys today. Because it needs to be told. It needs to be told about your families. Some of them are written, but I don't. I usually go by what the elders tell me and others, our history of my family. Always have respect for your other families. Make sure you tell them what you're doing. Like this morning when I was going to do it, I had to make sure I called, let them know what I was going to do. It was okay. Talk about my grandfather. We need to bring this back. So I pray every day. And before I complete this interview, I want to share something with you guys. It's okay to tape on this from the experience I had. A long time ago, I had a dream when I was young. I was standing there, and I told one of the elders a long time ago, I must have been about 15 or 16 years old when I had this dream. And I asked this elder if he can tell me about my dream, and he said you have to earn it, and this man earned it, and we can talk about dreams. Only certain ones can tell you about your dreams. I had to ask my grandpa, my dad, and not only my dad, but my Willie and others. I asked them, well, who should I say? The dream, I can very express this. The dream I had was I was standing by the river, by some lake, and some lady came by on the right side. They came over, had a squeaky voice. He had them all serape blankets or whatever it is he had. Came around here and he talked to me in Cheyenne. He knew who I was. He named me. He said, "Hey, Hamilton, I know, man." I don't know what you meant by that. So he said, don't be scared, don't look at him in the eye. And this isn't a dream. I would like to talk about dreams, but this is one thing I want to share with you guys. He said, follow me. When you go down, when you go in there, go to the right and sit down and come back up. Don't look at him in the eye. I want to ask you some questions. So okay, and I did. Don't be scared. We start going to that kind of lake or river, creek. So I thought, don't be scared. So he stepped back. I started going, and I started going down the steps into that water. And when after the second step, it was beautiful, like rainbow colors of fresh air. This is my dream. And when I went in, what he told me when I went in there, sat down, I didn't look at him. I closed my eyes and I put my head down. There were old people sitting around. Guy over there that was sitting kind of west side. And he knew who I was. He said, "Hey, I'm a Tanibaba, Chico Ebe Elmis." This I asked the whole what? He asked the mothers. Didn't say anything then. He asked me, and I said, this is what's the neve now. How are they living? Namat, how are things? That's the issue what's the neve. I didn't know how to answer him. I didn't look at him, I just put my head down. And I said, okay. I was young, I didn't know what to say to them. And then that man asked these others, said, do you have any other questions? And he said, come back and see us again. We'll call you or we'll come back and see you. So I came back up. When I came up, I woke up. It was fresh air. But that's what I wanted to talk to this old man about. Ask him. Right before I could even, I was living in Busby at that time. I came down to see him. He had already went to the next. Already left us. Into the spirit world, they call it. I went and visited my daughter that was going to school in Sheridan this past week and Friday. I was only up there twice. The first time I went up there, one of my grandfathers got his medicines out of Lake Dismitten. That's mountain ice. That's where he got most of his medicines. I'm not supposed to talk about this medicine stuff. But I'm talking on the surface level. I'm just telling you a little history about them. When I heard that he got medicines from Lake Dismitten, we went over to Buffalo this past Friday. As we were going out, I was seeing that and I remembered that he got his medicine. So we stopped by. The first time I was there, I was with old people. A long time ago. Carrie, American Horse, I had to name him, Carrie, Molly Waters, Mountain, and my son, we went up there. Carrie wanted me to take him up there as he was praying for us. He put some stuff, the process was done, and it was time they prayed for all of us. I respected that woman, Carrie. But you know, maybe I shouldn't mention her name, but I had a lot of respect for her. I have respect for her daughters. But she's a well-respected woman, ceremonial woman. But I wanted to give her, she asked me for advice, so I took him up there a long time ago. And the process she had taken, and it really helped us. I had a good trip coming back. But that's the first time I was ever up there. Until later on when I found out my grandfather, Mom got his medicines there. And also like, when he helped Luminos. When he fasted, he used to fast over there quite a bit. But those are things that I went over and talked to him, I prayed over there and I told him that I'm an elder now, so we're having a hard time right now we're having a hard time with hardship, and with all the things that's what's going on, and we're still losing this and this, what I discovered. I asked him for help, for all of us, to preserve everything. And we pray for everybody to get good health to everybody all the time. But I wanted to share this with you today, to go with respect. But those are the things that I wanted to share a little bit about on my grandfather's side. And what I dream of, what I had was I come over here for directions, for help, for everybody. And part of the direction is preserving our history, our language, our genealogy, our history, our traditional ways, even our protocols, how to approach things, and also the value system, bring everybody back together. And we keep praying that. Every time when I pray, I always pray that. And encouraging these young people to continue on with that torch. All the things that, stories, that there's different stories, what they hear, they're gaining knowledge. And it makes me feel good because they're carrying on tapes like this and recordings. People that's willing to listen, to have an open mind, not to say negative thoughts, just to be positive. We still have it, we need to bring it back. And what we could do is do it this way. It's recording, taping, and tell these stories. I'm just kind of here and there. But the most important thing that I want to be able to build something, we will need to build something for my grandfather in Fort Robinson. After this monument is being built, maybe we can ask the tribe and people to come together and build something there in memory of people that died there, people that were shot there, and how my grandfather made a major role when he helped a lot of these people escaping. There was two of them. He was the first one that was shot and killed there. His name was Curley. That was my grandfather. I want to be able to put something there by the window and to be able to put a plaque inside for people that were housed there. And by working together, and maybe somebody out there, what I'm taping, maybe somebody out there will give us ideas and work on that. Young people need to need to open these doors, and elders too. We all need together to bring that value system back in. Respect one another. Pray. No matter how, like I've always tell me, always pray for everybody. Help one another, respect. It's really hard to do. We get other distractions, but we need to overcome these distractions. Some of the distractions what we have is like we want to talk about the truth, what was told to us. I shared a lot of stories with the old people. But when I was young, sometimes I don't listen. I just kind of go and I come back and chat with. But see, that's part of the distraction. Everybody always says, I should have, listen more. But these are the elders. Say, I'm an elders, a lot of elders out there that know stories. Our relatives that are related to us some way, somehow. And we're related through marriage, through our kids. And that's one thing that I wanted to, or maybe I wanted to share this with you. I want to be able to, we need to build something for the people that were in-house right on campus. I know part of the healing process is that through prayer. And once when that healing process comes through, we can start going forward. There's a lot of challenges out there. That's what we need to leave behind for our children. We can only give direction, but we can't tell them to do it, but we've been things to share this. But that's one thing that we need to, my grandfather played a major role at Fort Robinson. It helped and saved a lot of people. And that's one thing that I always ask. I work with my family to work on this. But like I said, there were 4 brothers. I've shared that with you. One got killed in Kansas. 2 of them went with dull knife. One came with little wolf. And that's who we made the monument with. And Mom's got a lot of relatives. Got relatives in all these areas I talked about. Again, I remember, I'm repeating myself. At war still. You got relatives in Obermann, Bernie. The Dormann, Ashland. Wahtahwaya Maneha, Reindeer. Whopo Metania, Busby. And a long time ago, they used to call it Ikomoya. They would change Muddy. But they changed the name. They always change the name on Muddy. They have different names to it. That's who he's related to. We all need to embrace it and work together as what we're doing. And I'm really proud of this, what these young people are doing. Recording, taping, preserving it. Oh man, it just makes me feel good. And I want to encourage you guys to keep going. You can have other distractions. They say it's sad, they didn't tell the truth. You listen. The best thing is your ears. And that's how you learn. And those are the things that I wanted to share with you. I'm very proud of what's happening now. You're preserving it. Because that's it. I hope. And I want to talk a little bit more about Port Robinson. Hopefully that we'll get there. Also with my other grandfathers. Sometimes you never know when you're going to go or how you're going to go. Or let's respect one another. That's the most important thing. Let's have respect one another and listen to each other. Learn from each other. And that's what's going to make us strong again as Cheyenne to have an open mind and bring people back together. I hope.